All right, hello guys. We're looking at our 2.1 Khan Academy homework, explicit formulas for arithmetic or arithmetic sequences. So remember our explicit formula, what we learned in class, is it's going to look like a sub n equals a sub 1 plus d times n minus 1. Remember, a sub 1, this is talking about the very first term in our sequence. D is, remember, the common difference, and that's just like our pattern for what's going on. All right, so we're gonna look at this problem. Let's use our draw tool here in Khan Academy. All right, so our goal is to write out the formula given this information. We've got our sequence here, and note the first term should be, this is weird, these parentheses. I don't know why Khan Academy can't do a subscript. So this is just saying first term should be b sub 1, and this weird parenthesis, this is just saying b sub n, so subscript, right? B or A or whatever the letter is, doesn't really matter. So in this case, they're just using B, so don't be thrown off. You're like, oh my gosh, it's so different. It's saying the same thing. Remember, a variable, just a letter, some unknown. All right, so we've got our formula, we want to write a formula. We've got our sequence here. So remember, all we're doing when we're writing this out is we're going to plug in what's the first term and what's the common difference. So first term, and let's rewrite this. So we'll have a sub n equals blank plus blank times n minus 1. So the very first term in the sequence, it's not a trick question. It is literally, what is the first term? You guys know we color code. We use green for the first term. Don't ask me why. It's a must. A sub 1, our first term is -5. Plug that in, -5. And then our common difference, we'll use blue, just like we do in class. Common difference, D. And we're just kind of bunny hopping. We're trying to figure out what's going on here. How are we jumping from number to number? I love that it's like you might need a calculator. Yeah, you could do this in your head, but you guys know calculators are good friends of ours. So finding the difference, we're just subtracting. And difference from 49 and 31 is 18, but let's just double check. So -5 plus 18, does that give us 13? And it does. Yep. And then plus 18 gives us 31, plus 18 gives us 49. All right, so that's how we know our answer is correct. And notice that it's increasing, it's going up. So this is going to be a positive 18. Remember, if it was decreasing, it was getting smaller and smaller and smaller, we would say a minus sign here. All right, so now I got to type this in over here. So a sub n equals, or b sub n, -5 plus 18 times n minus 1. So -5 plus 18 times n minus 1. So let's write that out. -5 plus 18 times n minus 1. They might want us to simplify. Let's check. Let me make sure I wrote that in right. Equals -5 plus 18 times n minus 1. All right, let's check. Hooray! Sometimes they'll ask you to, I guess they didn't hear, but sometimes like cleaning it up, you could distribute and then combine like terms. For our class, we can just leave it like this. That's fine. All right, next one. Let's see what's happening for here. Philippe and Ling were asked to find an explicit formula for the sequence, blah, blah, blah. Remember first term, F sub 1. So now instead of A, they're using F. It's just a letter. Doesn't matter. Philippe thinks this is the explicit formula, and Ling says this is the formula. So this is where, right, we can tell, hang on here, like we've got less happening, right? We had all this, and now it's like just two terms, so it looks like we're going to need to start from scratch here and then simplify, just an extra step. And we're trying to determine who is correct. Only one of them, both, or neither. So same idea. We are, right, just like our title is, tell us explicit formula. Let's go ahead and try this out. Let's work this out ourselves, because it's kind of hard to determine right now who would be correct. So we've got a sub n equals, again, blank plus blank times n minus 1. Same thing as before. We're going to fill in the blanks. This is going to be our very first term in the sequence. Again, they're using f. I'm just going to keep it consistent, use a. It doesn't really matter. If you want to change it to f, that's fine. So very first term, bam. What is the very first number we see? It is 24. We plug it in, 24. Beautiful work there. All right. Then we want our common difference. We ask ourselves, what is the pattern? How are we doing these bunny hops? Jumping from number to number, right? We may need a calculator. We can check, but it kind of looks like here, this is kind of easy to find the difference between 0 and 8. It looks like we're subtracting 8, right? Notice how the numbers are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. We started with 24, ended up with 0. You could plug in a calculator, but I know that 8 minus 8 gives us 0, right? So that's got to be right. Also, I'll go over how that works there, but that was another indicator. All right, so because it's a negative, we're going to change this positive to a minus sign. This is a very obnoxious negative sign. Minus 8. And now we're looking at this and we're comparing, and it's kind of hard to figure out still who is correct because they've got a lot less terms here. So what are we doing? What's happening? We're going to take this negative 8 because it's in front of these parentheses, and we're going to go ahead and distribute. So this is just an extra step here, distributing that 8 to both terms, and then we'll clean it up and rewrite. So we've got still 24. Negative 8 times n is negative 8n. Negative 8 times, negative 1 double negative is going to give us a positive. All right, and then like terms, these guys are constants, plain old numbers. They are like terms. Let's see, 24 plus 8 is going to be 32. Just had to check, right, because one of the options was neither. So I had to make sure that Philippe was right. Negative 8n plus 32. I don't know why he flipped the order. Typically, standard form, we want variable in front, but I'll let it slide. It's fine. So, yep, it looks like Philippe was correct. Those of you that are like, how is that the same? Commutative property, we can rearrange the order. We could say 32 minus 8n, right? As long as the signs are staying the same. 32 is still positive. 8n is still negative, right? You can see how that matches up. So this example, Philippe was correct. Let me go ahead and we'll check our answer. Yay! All right, go ahead and use this video to complete the rest of your homework. Any questions, remember to let me know. All right, good luck. Bye, guys.